We are a little over a week away from the next roster update here in MLB The Show 22. So it's time to break down and go over some of the best investments you can make right now to be prepared for when that roster update drops. Because we don't have many roster updates left. If you want to capitalize and make some stubs, we could have a brand new collection coming soon. We're getting a lot of new cards coming. You're going to want some stubs. You're going to want to be prepared. Roster updates, arguably the best way to make stubs. Don't have many left, so you better capitalize now. First off out the gate here, we're looking at Xander Bogert, a guy that we've been on before, and he's kind of cooled off since that time, but he is back hot again, especially versus right-handed pitching, and that is the most room he has to grow. 80 contact right, 46 power right, and he's coming in with a 250 isolated power and a 1288 OPS versus righties over the last 14 games that he's played. If he can get a nice bump versus righties, he's put himself in a solid position to go up 1, possibly even 2 overall points. Provides a great opportunity to get a nice solid investment. He's been playing really well, tons of room to grow there. He is coming in at 475 on the sell now, so a little bit above that quick sell price. And unfortunately, if he only gets the +1, there's not a whole lot of profit there. But if he gets a +2 or anything more than that, you are working at quite a bit of profit. You could also hold off a little bit, see if he gets back down to that quick sell price point at any time. And I really like that investment. He's been playing well. If he continues to hit like how he's done versus righties, he definitely has much more room to grow past this update period too. Next up, we got Nathaniel Lowe. It's not a roster update video if I don't include at least one Texas Ranger. And Nathaniel Lowe, he is very well deserving of it. He has arguably been the best first baseman in the American League since the All-Star break, one of the best hitters in baseball, and he has been crushing righties. That's where he has that room to grow, right? 75 contact right, 60 on the power right. Tons of room to grow there versus righties. We take a look what he's doing over his last 79 plate appearances versus righties. He has a 333 average and a 333 isolated power as well. So that is a pretty large sample size. Not like he's just a 1 for 3 in showing that off. He's showing off power and contact versus right over quite a big sample size. And if he can get that versus right bump, a +2 and becoming a diamond is 100% possible. I'd even lean on the side of saying it's likely to happen. You do take a look at his price. He is quite a bit above that 83 quick sell value of 1,200 subs a piece, but still coming in under that 84 quick sell value. So a +1 guarantees you in that profit in that green range. And a +1 should certainly be happening with his boost versus righties that he's deserving of. And he could even possibly get into that +2 tier in the diamond. And then you're really making a solid return on your investment at that point. Really love Nathaniel Lowe. Definitely got to keep an eye on over the next half of a week or so, the next 4 or 5 games. If he continues to hit righties, if he gets some nice matchups, I'm liking Nathaniel a ton. Next guy we got here, it is Christian Walker. He was a guy that a lot of people pegged to go diamond in the last update. I wouldn't have been surprised if he went diamond at all. He didn't quite get there, and he slowed down just a step, but I think he is still deserving of being a diamond, and I think he can get there absolutely, especially when you take a look at what he's doing versus righties. Christian Walker over his last 92 plate appearances versus righties is hitting 397 versus right-handed pitching. That is long overdue for a bump from his 40 contact right. Now, the concern and the worry is that while he hadn't really slowed down versus righties, maybe he's just slightly slowed down versus lefties power-wise. If he gets a contact versus right bump, will it be enough to possibly make up a downgrade in other attributes? I certainly think it is doable. He has a ton of room to grow there. He can definitely take a downgrade in other attributes with a significant upgrade in his contact versus right and get to that diamond tier. Now, he is more expensive. 2,000 stubs on the sell. Now, this is definitely a riskier investment. There's no doubt about that. But Walker's a guy who has 85 plus possibilities, possibly even going to that 86 range. And if he does that, you're looking really good. But do be wary of that risk at 2,000 subs a piece. If he doesn't go up on Friday, he's going to go back down to that 1,500 stub price point. So do keep that in mind. There is some risk with this one, but I really like Walker, and I love that room to grow he has in that contact versus right. Next guy we got here has quietly been one of the best hitters in baseball over the last month or so. It is Alex Bregman. Starting to kind of look like the Alex Bregman from when he came up in the league, how dominant he was early on. He's starting to show some signs of that again. We take a look at the card. We can see contact left, power left. That is where we have some room to grow here with Alex Bregman. So we take a look at what he's done versus lefties over his last 38 plate appearances versus left-handed pitching. He is batting .407 with a .333 isolated power. He is well deserving of a significant upgrade versus his lefties there, and he's still been hitting righties well along with that, so it's not as if he's expecting a downgrade there to offset any upgrade versus left. I expect his righty attributes to stay where they are and his lefty attributes to get a solid bump, get him into that 82, possibly even that 83 overall range, and then he starts getting into that outsider diamond category. Not to mention, Sal now at 447 is under quick sell value for 81. So all those were orders that people had put in before he went up to an 81. So Alex Bregman, you can get right at quick sell value with him being so cheap, so inexpensive, so affordable at 600 subs a piece, risk-free investment. This is probably my favorite investment that we have so far in this video. Next guy we got here is Robbie Ray. He's kind of been up and down all year long, but he's in the middle of a really good stretch right now, and maybe this is the stretch that finally gets him into that 83, 84, pushing back to be in a diamond range. Big thing we can talk about here with Robbie Ray, 61 walks per nine. Need to limit the walks. What has Robbie Ray done over his last 25 innings pitched? He only has allowed 4 walks over that time, along with 17 hits and 27 strikeouts. So it's hits per nine, Ks per nine, still doing really solid. Honestly, could even maybe get a slight Ks per nine bump there, but that's 61 walks per nine for 4 walks over 25 innings. If he can continue to limit walks to that rate, definitely deserving of a nice upgrade in the walks per nine. Coming in right at quick sell value, 900 subs. That is our quick sell value here for 82 overalls, and he is firmly at quick sell value. Really good value investment here. We're staying right here in Seattle with another starting pitcher. That is George Kirby. George Kirby, I like him a lot because he has so much room to grow. That 93 walks per nine gives him such a high overall floor. That's the reason he's an 81. He doesn't have good hits per nine. He doesn't have good Ks per nine. That 93 walks per nine is the full reason for his overall. So what has he done? Hits per nine, Ks per nine. Recently, George Kirby, over his last 20 innings, he has allowed 20 hits, which you may be looking at that in 20 hits over 20 innings, giving up a hit an inning. That's not great, which it really isn't great. But when your hits per nine is just 58, it is definitely possible to still get an upgrade there with 20 hits allowed. He's only given up 2 walks over that time, so continuing to limit those walks, that's not going to go anywhere. And he struck out 23 batters over those 20 innings. So I think he can get some slight bumps to his hits per nine, a little bit bigger bump to his Ks per nine, get him up into that 82 range at least. Start even knocking on the door of that 83, get into that mid-gold range. Another guy with George Kirby right at quick sell value. 600 subs a piece. That's our quick sell on 81s. Another really solid value investment here. You know we like getting on those guys at quick sell value, mitigate our risk, and increase the amount of return that we can gain. I got 2 more here that we're working with, and we're really going with 2 more little lottery tickets here at the end. First off, we got AJ Puck, closing pitcher now for the A's. Came up as a starter, was dominant at that time, but he's moved into the reliever role and has been really nice over the last couple weeks. His last 12 and a third innings, he's given up 9 hits and 8 walks. The 8 walks, a little concerning over that time, but the 9 hits, that's a pretty good rate there, but 20 strikeouts over that period with just a 67 Ks per nine. So if he can limit walks at all, continue to limit hits, and continue to strike out people how he has, he's definitely a guy that could be pushing the door for a gold by the end of the year. No subs there on the sell now. 75 is our quick sell price here on 76 overalls. So risk-free investment as well. A lottery ticket 100%, but we've seen how relievers can move up very quickly this year. I could be one of those guys that starts moving quite soon if he continues to pitch how he's pitching. Now, the last guy we got here, some a little different. We don't usually do this here on the investment videos, but we got a bronze, and it's Peter Fairbanks, and I got to talk about him. He only joined the Major League roster in July, but since that time, let me hit you with his stat line. 18 and 2/3 innings so far this season. He's just given up 11 hits, only 2 walks, and 28 strikeouts over that time. That is incredible rates. On the hits per nine, only giving up 11 hits over 18 and 2/3 innings. That is well deserving of a bump from the 69 hits per nine. 2 walks over 18 and 2/3 innings with a 45 walks per nine. That has so much room to grow there. And then striking out guys 28 Ks over that time period as well. Even with the already high 84 hit Ks per nine, so much more room to grow on that. Peter Fairbanks, he's arguably been one of the best relievers in baseball over the last month or so since he's come up. It's been absolutely disgusting, and I think his overall number with the show is going to start reflecting that. His stuff is filthy. If you never got a chance to see this guy play, definitely do yourself a favor. Get a chance to see this guy play. He's coming at 38 on the sell now, so 13 stubs above quick sell value. Not quite at quick sell, but in the grand scheme of things, you're not really risking a whole lot at a 25 quick sell value. You're buying at 40. You're 15 stubs above. You risk 15 stubs per card. Not really risking a whole lot at the end of the day. And I think he's a nice, fun little lottery ticket to ride out through the end of the season. So that's what I got today. Those are the 8 names I got. Of course, as always, I can't mention everybody. And some of the guys like a Zach Gallen are already super expensive. So we're not going to talk about those guys in this video. These, I think, are some of the best value investments you can make going into this next roster update. Of course, we will have our buy, hold, sell next week as well, where I'll go through some of the other card types, some of the more popular names to get upgraded as well. We'll discuss in that video. That'll be coming out sometime next week. So definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel, have notifications on so you can see this. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and comment down below who you are most invested in for this next upcoming roster update. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.